Good morning. This is going to be a morning yoga flow. If you enjoy, let me know in the comments. Feel free to save this, free to share this with anyone else you think would enjoy. This is the flow I normally do. As soon as I wake up, I like to roll out my yoga mat and put whatever playlist I am in the mood for in the background. So again, let me know if you would like more of these. Feel free to hit me with your feedback and enjoy. Good morning. We are beginning on our mats, lying all the way down. Legs will come long, palms will face up. Allow your feet to fall to the outer edges. Allow your eyes to begin to close. If you are doing this in the morning and you've just woken up, don't worry, we won't spend long here. We're just settling into our bodies on our mats. Take a deep breath in, feel your chest rise, and as you exhale, feel it fall. On the next inhale, bring the arms up and overhead, reach through the fingertips and through the toes. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Begin to rock in small circles. And reverse your circles, warming up the lower spine. Then whenever you are ready, rock all the way up into a seat. From here, with the legs crossed, we're going to inhale the arms up and overhead, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Maybe you allow your head to fall towards the mat here, releasing the tension in your neck. On your next inhale, walk the hands over to the left. Feel the stretch through the right side of the body. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, fold a little bit more deeply. And then whenever you're ready, walk the hands over to the right, feeling the stretch through the left side of your body this time. Come back to center. Switch the legs. Inhale up and overhead, and then fold to center one more time. Notice how different one side of your body may feel compared to the other. Walk the hands over to the left. And then again over to the right. Then whenever you're ready, rock forward. Under your hands and knees, meet in tabletop. Shoulders are directly above the wrists. Knees or hips width distance apart and underneath the hips. From here, we're going to begin to warm the spine up, rocking forward and back really gently as we take our cats and cows of the morning. So on the inhale, bring the belly button in towards the spine, round the back. On the exhale, let the back curve, gaze comes forward, don't crane the neck too much. Move at the pace of your own breath. Inhale, the belly button comes up, the back rounds. Exhale, it drops, the back curves. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. Feel free to make little C shapes with your hips and shoulders. Again, moving at the pace of whatever your body feels best with this morning. And then whenever you're ready, keeping the hips stacked over the knees, we're going to walk the hands out in front of us. Let the heart melt towards the mat. This is a puppy dog pose. It's warming up the back for our downward facing dogs. Then whenever you're ready, walk the hands back towards you. Knees are going to come to the wide edges of the mat. Big toes touch. Hips come back towards the heels. Reach the arms out in front of you. Take your first child's pose of the day. If your hips are tight and you would be more comfortable with your knees closer together, that is also an option. Then whenever you are ready, coming back up onto the hands and knees, center those knees underneath you once again. Wrists under shoulders, knees or hips width distance apart under your hips. We're going to inhale, the right arm will come up. Exhale, thread through. Taking a really nice deep shoulder stretch here.
Breathe here. And then on your next inhale, reach that right arm up and overhead again. Exhale it back down to the mat. Inhale, the left arm comes up and overhead. Exhale, thread through. You can use that right hand to push you a little bit more deeply into this. Then on your next inhale, bring that left arm back up. Both hands come to the mat. Whenever you are ready, we're going to flip the toes. Hips are going to come up and back for our first downward facing dog. Take really deep pedals here. Gaze is going to come forward. We're going to shift our weight up into a high plank. Hips come forward towards the wrists. Broaden the collarbones here. This is a modified upward facing dog. Exhale, the hips come up and back for downward facing dog. Take 2 more barrel rolls here, just warming up. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, hips up and back. One last one. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, the hips up and back. On your next inhale, the right leg will come long. Reach up through the right toes, root through the left heel. Gaze comes in between the hands. The right foot will step inside of the right hand. Lower that left leg, come up. We're just gonna kind of push through that right knee here, stretching out. Moving with your breath, you can come back, flex that right foot, maybe fold over the right leg, feel the stretch through your hamstrings. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, shift forward. This time, lifting the left knee. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, the hands back down to frame that foot. The left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. Lower that right knee. And then take those same stretches on the opposite side. Coming back, flexing that left foot this time. Shifting forward. Exhale, come back. Inhale, shift forward. Lift the right knee. Reach up through the fingertips. And then place the hands back down onto the mat. This time, the left leg will reach up and behind you. Reach through the left toes, root through the right heel. And then step that left foot down. Knees are going to come to the wide edges of the mat. Toes come together, hips come back for a child's pose. Reach through the fingertips here. Take a deep breath in and out. Then whenever you're ready, rock back forward. The feet are going to come to the wide edges of the mat. Hips come up and back for a modified downward facing dog. You should feel the stretch here a little bit more in the calves. Bring the feet back into center. Bend both knees. Bring the belly towards the thighs. Straighten the legs. Feel that extra bit of stretch before we move out of this. Inhale, start to walk the hands towards the feet until you are at the back of your mat in a forward fold. Okay, if you have a pretty deep bend in the knees, just hanging out here, feeling the pressure release from the upper spine and the upper back. Let the head hang. Reversing gravity on it for just a little while. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. I'm going to come back to center. From here, the arms are directly above us. On your next exhale, release the left arm. Bring the right arm over to the left side. Take a little side bend here. And then come back up. Release the right arm, side bend to the right. From here, we're going to step the feet pretty wide at a 45-degree angle and sit back into a yogi squat. This should again warm up the hips. You can use your elbows as external levers to pull the knees, push the knees out a little bit more. Inhale, broaden the collarbones, lengthen through the crown of the head. And on your exhale, just kind of roll back. Meeting on our backs in whichever way is most comfortable for you. From here, we're going to plant the feet hips-width distance apart. Heels are in close enough that we can graze them with our fingertips. On your next inhale, start to bring the hips up, keeping the thighs engaged, making sure that they're parallel and they're not knocking in or falling out. Knees are over ankles, bring the hips up a little bit higher. If it is accessible for you, option 2, bring the shoulders in under themselves. Hands can clasp underneath you. Bring the hips up higher than you felt they could go. Untuck the chin from the chest. Give yourself some space here to breathe. Reaching up. And just breathe here. Notice where your mind heads when you force yourself into stillness. Where do your thoughts automatically go? Softly release the hands if they are held, untuck the shoulders, and lower all the way down vertebrae by vertebrae. Feet come wide, knees knock in. You can sway them to the right and left, as slowly or as quickly as you feel the need to. Again, everything I ever say in class is a suggestion, not a rule. Whenever you choose to move with me, know that you are moving in whichever way will feel best for your body. There is no right or wrong, really, in yoga, unless you're doing something that could actually injure you. There is simply being and showing up. On your next inhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. Exhale, let the left leg come long. The left hand is going to bring the right knee across the body. Option 2, bring the hips over to the right side. That'll give you a little bit more space when you come into this supine twist. Trying to keep the shoulders squared onto the mat. So it's okay if your knee is up and hovering. Right arm will come long, gaze will follow that right hand as you twist. On your inhale, reach through those right fingertips. On the exhale, twist a little bit more deeply. Just bringing some soft movement to start your day. On the next inhale, come back up to center. If you brought your hips over to the right, bring them back to the middle. The left knee will come in to meet the right leg will come long. The right hand is going to bring the left leg across the body. Again, option to this time bring your hips to the left side. That'll give you a little bit more space to rotate. And if your back cracks the way mine does, it's okay. The left arm will come long. Gaze will follow that left hand as we bring the left leg across the body for a full twist. Again, noticing where your thoughts go whenever you find yourself in stillness. Simply observing without judgment. But once you are cognizant of them, you can decide whether or not they are something you are proud of or something you enjoy. Because at the end of the day, we are in control of our minds and our thoughts. It's simply a practice. Noticing them and listening to them. Your next inhale, come back up to center. Square those hips off again. Bring that right knee in to meet the left. Arms are going to come in between the inner thighs. Hands grab the outsides of the feet. And then as if your feet are pushing up against the ceiling, use your hands to bring them back down towards you. Feel that stretch in your hips. Rock side to side, really gently. This is happy baby. And as we lie here in happy baby, I invite you to find a little bit of joy in this silly pose. The one thing I really miss about yoga classes and community in person is all of us doing something like this, especially when I first started doing yoga when I was in high school, and it was like me surrounded by a ton of adults and we were all like hanging out in the shape that babies make. It's nice to do kind of creative things that are good for the soul in numbers. Feel a little bit less alone. Whenever you are ready, feel free to take any other poses your body might need this morning. Otherwise, you can join me in Savasana. Legs will come long. You can let your feet really gently fall to the outer edges, palms face up. Eyes begin to close. In this moment, we hold gratitude for ourselves for showing up on our mat this morning, or whatever time of day you are doing this. But thank yourself for doing something good for your body. Thank yourself for continuing to show up in every area of your life and continuing to put the work in, no matter what that means for you. On the next inhale, really softly bring the left hand to the heart space, the right hand to the belly. Create an energetic circle here. Feel the interconnectedness of how hard your body works for you each and every day. And let this serve as a reminder to be a little bit more kind to it this upcoming day or week. Whenever you are ready, really softly you can bring the knees in towards the chest and then rock up however you would like to get there. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat this morning or wherever it was that you did this practice. If you have, again, any feedback, if you enjoyed this, if you'd like more of these, definitely let me know. I can make a few more that are about this length. I can make them shorter or longer. But have an absolutely beautiful rest of your day and week,